What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today is a very special day for all Chelsea fans. Today we celebrate our 120th anniversary. This club is an amazing club. We've had wonderful memories with this club. We've had sour and bitter memories with this club, but yeah, it's still an amazing club, and it's a club that we support. I've been supporting this club for a little over 20 years now. Let me know how many years you supported this club in the comment section down below. What better way to celebrate 120 years than with a win? We grinded out a win against Leicester City at home yesterday, and that pushes us back into the top four, courtesy of a loss by Man City against Nottingham Forest the day before. And who else? A Chelsea boy, a former Chelsea boy, Callum Hudson-Odoi, is the one who scored the winning goal, the only goal in the game. So yeah, I mean, it's a day to be happy. It's a day to rejoice. We know that the owners are not doing what we expect them to do, and we know there are issues at the club. But today, let's just enjoy. Let's just take it easy. The ladies also won their game, the Women's FA Cup, and they were able to qualify to the next round. So it's a good feeling all around. So let's just enjoy it. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the review of the game. Let's talk a little bit about the lineup. The lineup was pretty much the same with a few returns. Fana back from injury, he was in the starting lineup. Sanchez also selected over Jorgensen. And when Maresca was asked, Maresca said we have two goalkeepers, so it doesn't matter who we select. Two of them are good, so it that was his reasoning. We all know that Sanchez wasn't performing, so Jorgensen came in. And Jorgensen too has also not really had the best of times in goal. But to me, I still maintain that he's better than Sanchez. So Sanchez returned to the starting lineup. And then we also saw Chaloba also return from injury. He was on the bench. So yeah, apart from these ones, everything was pretty much the same. Right from the start, just I think in the second minute, we had a penalty shout. And before the replay, I thought for sure it was a penalty. I think it was Palmer that went down. But after the replay, you can see that Palmer went down a little bit too easy there. There was definitely a touch, but he went down. He was looking for the touch, and he got a touch and he went down. So I think it was fair from the referee not to give a penalty. But yeah, but after that we were pressing. I mean, the whole game we were the ones on the front foot. We were pressing a lot in the entirety of the game. Just that it was so difficult to break down the Leicester City defense. Maresca said after the game that we had to switch up our tactics just a few minutes before the game started, because Leicester City usually plays with the back four, but this time they changed it and they were playing with the back five. So we had to switch it up to make sure that we match that, or we are able to contain that kind of formation. And the players did fairly well for them to switch just a couple of minutes before the game and still be able to grind it out and get the victory. It's good to see. In the 19th minute, we got a penalty, and this time it was a very um, clear-cut penalty. Sancho was clipped in the box, and the referee gave it. Usually Palmer steps up and scores these ones easily, but today, for some reason, he missed. Palmer is still in the rat. His luck hasn't been the best, and he hasn't been the best in games. Some would ask whether it's time to bench him or not. If João Felix was there, if João Felix was still at the club, I would say yes, 100% bench him, because he's not really doing what we want him to do. But for now, he's the only creative player that I can say that we can put in that position, the number 10 position. We have to play Palmer. We have to stick with Palmer for the rest of the season. And he missed. He missed. It wasn't really a bad penalty, but the keeper guessed right, and he had a firm hand on it and stopped it. So yeah, it wasn't looking good. And from there, it was getting more difficult to break down the Leicester City defense. They were resilient at the back. The goalkeeper too was outstanding. In the first half, we had a couple of chances from Caicedo, from Enzo, from Palmer to that were saved, that were either saved or they were stopped. And he was really a thorn in our flesh in the first half. And their attack too was also very dangerous. Anytime they attacked, it looked like they were going to score. But our defensive line, I think I have to give props to our defensive line this time. Usually they find it difficult to clear balls against teams that press a lot. But this time they were composed. I think maybe for Fofana being there, Tosin, Cucurella, and Levi Cowell, they were fantastic in that back four. But we went into the halftime break drawing, goalless draw, and then we came back stronger. We came back just like how we started the first half. It looked more lively than in the first half, and we're still pressing. Everybody was on top of their game. I think they because they knew that Man City had lost the day before, they were determined to win this game and to be in the top four. I mean, Leicester City were at the beginning of the game, they were like 18th or 17th on the table. So we were supposed to beat them. But if you've been a Chelsea fan for a while, you know that these kind of games are not a given. Anything can happen, especially when Chelsea is concerned. I remember Leicester City playing with Arsenal. Arsenal found it very, very difficult to break down their defense as well. I think Arsenal scored after the 70th or 80th minute, and it wasn't easy for them. So it was expected. It was expected. But we finally broke the deadlock in the first few minutes of the second half from Cucurella. Cucurella had a brilliant game yesterday, and yeah, he was solid. He was solid on the wings. He was everywhere on the pitch. He was in the midfield. He was in attack, and he was really really pressing. He did very very well. I think this is the second consecutive game that he has scored in the Premier League. I might be wrong, but he did very very well. And the goal was amazing. It was a 20-yard. It wasn't a screamer, but it was a 20-yard shot, and he placed it very, very well into the, I think, the bottom right corner of Leicester City goal. It was a strike from nowhere, and I didn't expect him to shoot it. I When I saw him with the ball and he was running into the box, I was thinking that he would pass it to somebody, but he took the shot and he scored and he broke the deadlock. And then after that, we were just trying to hold on. We are just trying to hold on to that goal. We tried to break them down, but we couldn't. But after the goal came, they were pressing more. It was very intense from their side. So it was up to our defenders to soak up that pressure, make sure they don't break our lines, make sure they don't score. You know, Chelsea story this season. We score, and then we relax, and then we let them press, and then they eventually get a goal or two, and then we draw or win. But this time it wasn't like that. This time you could see that they were ready for the pressure. But after the goal, it wasn't really all smooth. We looked a little bit flat going forward. You could see that the typical Chelsea things were there again, but this time we stuck it out and we got the win in the end. Leicester City were set up very, very well defensively. They didn't give us any space to breathe. And I think yes, a lot of people expected us to beat Leicester City by more goals because of their position on the table. But I think the way we saw the game out, was actually pretty good. Remember when Conte was here in 2017, 2016, 2017? These were the games that were giving us the points. This kind of games where we grinded out 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 victory, 2-1, 1-0 victories. Those were the ones that made a huge difference, not the big games. So I'm happy we grinded it out and we got the win. I have to give some props to some of the players. First of all, Cucurella was massive. Like I've said earlier, Cucurella was massive in the game. He scored a goal. He was defending, blocking a lot of the chances that were coming and stopping a lot of the defense, the attacks that were coming in from Leicester City. And yeah, I really liked the way he moved the ball forward was also very fast, very swift. I liked it. Robert Sanchez, it was a good return. It was a good return to the team. He wasn't called to make that many saves, but he made a couple of saves, and this time he was also not shaky at the back like we know Robert Sanchez to be. He was making like solid passes out, and whenever we were under pressure, he got the ball, threw the ball in, and then started good counter attacks. But I feel like the attackers didn't make good use of them. He was also good. And Fofana, a brilliant return also from Fofana. He played I think about 70 minutes in the game, and yeah, he didn't put a foot wrong. He was fantastic throughout the whole game. We really miss Fofana at the back, and I'm hoping that he stays longer. We are going to be using him, I think, in the Premier League more. We have another game in the Conference League coming up soon. I don't think he'll play. So yeah, Fofana did very, very well. My takeaway from the game is we won this game all right, but it just seems like the normal things that we do. We get a lot of possession, but we don't really produce much. And yeah, going forward, I just hope we produce much. It seems like today the defenders were on point. We could have gone down by some number of goals, but they were on point. They really saved us today. And Cucurella also scoring that goal also saved us from not getting just 1 point in the game. So we got full points in this game. It was a good game. It was not pretty. It was not pretty to watch, but it was exciting. I would say that it was exciting. It was end to end stuff, especially in the second half, getting to the end of the second half. And yeah, we managed to get the 3 points and we are back top four, baby. That's been my review of the game. What do you think about the game? What do you think about the performances? What do you think about tactics that we use? What do you think about the goal, Corella's goal? And yeah, let me know everything, maybe things that I've missed in the comment section down below. And yeah, if you've watched this far and you've enjoyed it, subscribe, give the video a like. It helps the video a lot, tells the algorithm to push the video out there for more Chelsea fans like yourself to also watch it. So yeah, once again, happy anniversary to Chelsea and all Chelsea fans. And yeah, up the Chelsea.